It doesn't just leave an itch, it takes loved ones. A single mosquito kills more people every year than every shark, snake, and lion on Earth put together, and most of us are still fighting them with candles that barely work and sprays we don't want anywhere near our kids. That changes tonight. I'm going to show you a 5-minute trap you can build at home that copies your own breathing to pull every mosquito in your yard straight into it. The one native plant the US military actually funded research on because it worked in the most brutal mosquito zones on the planet, and the layered planting trick upscale resorts have quietly used for years to keep their grounds bite-free all summer. No chemicals, no expensive gear. Let's get into it. If this is your first time here, subscribe and tell me in the comments how bad mosquitoes get where you live. Here's the part the repellent industry never explains. Mosquitoes aren't randomly bumping into you. They're locked onto a chemical signal and tracking it with scary precision. Every time you exhale, you release carbon dioxide into a mosquito that CO2 reads like a dinner bell they can pick up from over 150 feet away. That's why it doesn't matter where you sit or what you spray. They find you in minutes because they're not guessing, they're following a trail. Once you understand that, the fix becomes obvious. Stop hiding your scent and start offering them something even more irresistible than you are. That's the trap. When yeast breaks down sugar, it releases carbon dioxide, the exact same gas leaving your lungs right now, and a bucket of fermenting sugar and yeast in your yard sends out a CO2 signal mosquitoes can't ignore. Here's how you build it. Pour a quart of warm water into a bucket. Warm water wakes the yeast up faster. Stir in a tablespoon of dry yeast and 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Within minutes, it'll start bubbling. That's your carbon dioxide switching on. Float a tablespoon of dish soap on top without stirring it in. The soap kills the surface tension, so the second a mosquito lands, it can't get back off. Simple physics, no escape. Set the bucket near standing water in shaded corners or by doorways. Refresh it every 3 to 4 days as fermentation slows, and move it weekly so mosquitoes can't pattern it. You'll notice fewer bites by the first night. Now here's a second weapon almost nobody talks about because it doesn't attract mosquitoes at all. It wipes out the ones that haven't hatched yet. Mosquito control districts and pest professionals use a natural soil bacterium called BTI that's deadly only to mosquito larvae and completely harmless to pets, birds, fish, and people. Drop a small amount into any standing water you can't empty, a rain barrel, a bird bath, a clogged gutter, and it keeps killing new larvae for about 30 days straight, cutting off the next generation before it ever grows wings. Combine that with the trap, and you're attacking mosquitoes at both ends of their life cycle at once. Next, the plant's most mosquito videos skip completely because there's nothing to sell. Marigolds contain pyrethrum, the same compound found in many store-bought repellents, and research has shown they can push mosquitoes away from a 10-foot radius. Lavender contains linalool, which scrambles a mosquito's nervous system rather than just masking your scent, and it's been used for pest control since Roman times in the south of France. Catnip has been shown in Iowa State research to outperform DEET by roughly 10 times, thanks to a compound called nepentolactone that sends mosquitoes fleeing in the opposite direction. Crush the fresh leaves and rub them straight onto your skin. Lemon balm carries the same oils found in citronella candles, just in far higher concentration, and brushing against it releases those oils onto your skin instantly. Peppermint's menthol overwhelms a mosquito's scent receptors, so it simply can't locate you. Steep the fresh leaves in witch hazel for a week, and you've got a natural spray. Rosemary is loaded with camphor and cineol. Toss a few sprigs on the grill, and the smoke protects your whole yard while flavoring dinner. American Beautyberry is the one almost nobody's heard of, and we'll come back to it. Basil, tansy, and citronella. Grass round out the list. The smartest setup is layered. Citronella grass or beautyberry forms. Your inner ring around seating, basil and rosemary sit near entrances where people brush past them, and lavender and marigolds form an outer perimeter. Each plant releases its oils differently, some constantly, some only when disturbed, some strongest in certain weather, so overlapping them closes every gap. Landscapers using this exact layout report up to a 95% drop in mosquito encounters for clients. Now, the plant's serious enough that the US military funded research on it. American Beautyberry. This native shrub produces 2 rare compounds, calicarpinol and intermediol, that create an invisible bite-free zone stretching 15 to 20 feet in every direction, and it works against mosquitoes, ticks, fire ants, and chiggers all at once. Scientists think it evolved such strong defenses because it grows in wetlands where mosquito pressure is brutal, so it had to. People report sitting within 10 feet of these bushes at peak season in humid swamp conditions without a single bite. Crush the leaves onto exposed skin or boil them into a spray. Indigenous communities have used this method for generations, and modern testing backs it up. It survives wet clay or dry sand, full sun or shade. It needs 0 fertilizer or chemicals, and in fall it grows clusters of bright purple berries that birds love. Here's why most mosquito advice fails. It tackles one piece and ignores the rest. A candle covers a few feet. A spray wears off in 2 hours. A zapper kills a handful while ignoring the larvae breeding 20 feet from your door. The system works because it hits every stage at once. The trap lures and drowns adults. The BTI kills tomorrow's mosquitoes before they hatch. And the plants build overlapping walls of protection around you day and night without any extra effort. And because you now know mosquitoes follow CO2 rather than wandering randomly, you can place all 3 exactly where they'll do the most damage. 2 honest notes before you go. Everything here comes from a grocery store, a garden center, or your own backyard. No special equipment required. And give the trap at least 1 full night. The CO2 signal needs time to build, and mosquitoes need time to find it. If this helped, hit like and tell me in the comments which method you're trying first. I read everyone. Tap the next video for more solutions that actually work, and subscribe if you haven't already. Take care. I'll see you in the next one.